I do think people with anxiety and other types of stress triggers can really benefit from tapping. I would definitely recommend meditation because I do believe that you figure out the blushing or the flushing, the redness is obviously caused by the expansion of the blood vessels. It's causing a rush of blood to the area. And that's usually a direct result of the sympathetic nervous system being triggered, guaranteed. And so when you think about PTSD, you can often think about it as, we talk oftentimes about muscle memory. Say brushing your teeth. Everybody brushes their teeth. They go into the bathroom, they, put the toothpaste on, they put water on, and they start brushing their teeth. They can think about the day's activity. They can think about what the kids have to do today, what the spouse might have going on, or what do I have to do for my mother? Oh, I got to call this person. I've got to get this done at work. They can go through a litany of tasks while brushing their teeth and never think about it because of what they consider muscle memory. But what is in fact happening is that your neurons know what they need to do. Okay. You've told your brain, I'm going to brush my teeth. You go into the bathroom, the brain knows what neurons to fire to get those muscles to move. And the brain has taken over that activity. So now it's an automatic activity, doesn't need to think about it. In a PTSD situation, the same thing is happening where your neurons are firing exactly as they have. They know the situation, they recognize it, they're firing the same neurons. And so the same reaction is happening. Whether you've been through a car accident or a traumatic moment in your life, no matter how small or how big anyone might think it is a memory that your brain says, oh, I know what's happening. I need to fire these neurons. Through meditation, we obviously ease that sympathetic nervous system from reacting as quickly. But in a PTSD situation, you have to break the cycle. And that's where tapping comes into play. So tapping uses acupuncture points, and you kind of come up with a catchphrase or something to help you through the situation, whether it's, it's something powerful that kind of tells you in certain situations, like people who are in accidents or something, I am safe now. That was the past. I am not in that situation. I am secure and happy. And so whatever the catchphrase usually is, and usually I do it with clients who have been in certain situations, we tend to come up with that catchphrase. And then there's a points that you tap on your body as you're going through it. And there's like 6 or 7 points that you'll tap as you say that phrase repeatedly. What that does is that's actually breaking the firing of that neuron. As you've got that thought of that accident or that situation in your head, you're reiterating your safety or your situation, that positive phrase to help your brain reprogram. And then the tapping actually hits those acupuncture points that breaks the cycle of that neuron, stops the flow of those neurons firing. And it immediately starts easing that tension because then you become less reactive. When those neurons no longer can fire down that path, the situation changes itself. It's no longer having an effect on you. Tapping was created by a gentleman called Gary Craig in 1993. He kind of came up with it. So it's a pretty old in the sense it's 20 years old. He's actually done tests on war. Soldiers who have come back from war and who have been diagnosed with PTSD and severe PTSD. So we're talking the extreme violent outbreaks, unable to have relationships with people, just high stress and probably on the verge of suicide in many cases. So he found that over a week's time, that situation dramatically changed through daily tapping regimens. Those people actually became less reactive to their situation. There's some very famous studies that he did with it on those PTSD victims, and it's incredible to watch. And as quickly as he was able to do it, and many of them have been in therapy for years and were unable to really kind of whether through drug therapy or psychological therapy, they were really unable to stop the demons, per se, that haunted them repeatedly. So I was very pleased to see the outcome, and I do think people with anxiety and other types of stress triggers can really benefit from tapping.